G'day folks, welcome to Robbie's River Roundup for Friday the 19th of December 2014, proudly brought to you by Drew's Shoes and Outlandish Hairdos at 25 Short Street, UVville. No, I'm just kidding, it's brought to you by Adventure Camping and Fishing at 14 Rowan Street, Wangaratta, where if you go in and see Drew, ask him to get out his UV light and go for a walk around all the lures on the shelf. He will light up those lures with his UV light, and that's his favourite toy, but he will show you just how much difference lures with UV have in them compared to lures without UV. UV treated lures just stand out like dog's balls on a mouse, and to the fish they can see that from a mile away. So go and ask Drew and say, what's the best lures you got here with UV in them, and he'll take you for a tour around the shop and he'll show you. And he hasn't got an outlandish hairdo and he doesn't sell shoes, but his name is Drew. I got one bit right. Anyway, it's been a good week. We haven't had much rain. In fact, I think we might have had a little bit early in the week. We had a few storms come through. Wangaratta itself had 14 millimetres. We seem to be right in the firing squad of the thunder gods at the moment. But most other places only had 2 or 3 mil, and there's been hardly any impact on the rivers. The dirty high water from the week before has flushed out. In fact, it actually flushed out quicker than I thought. Last week, when I recorded my River Roundup, I said the Ovens River around Wang was still going to be quite murky. It actually cleared up quite well, and we caught cod in the Ovens River in Wang the day after I filmed my River Roundup, so I was just a little bit off the mark with that. It wasn't perfect, but it was cleared up quick, and that's been the continuing pattern all week. The rivers have cleared right up. Pretty much the rivers are as good as they can get at the moment. I'm not going to stand here and make up stories and tell you stuff that's not true. The rivers are good. That's about all you need to know, from top to bottom. The trout streams are great. The lower reaches have flushed out. They're probably carrying a little bit more water than you'd expect for this time of year due to the recent rainfall, but it's not much, and it's all really clear. Where there should be clear water, there is clear water. When I say really clear, some places like the Broken River are never going to be clear. Doesn't matter how much rain we get, they're always dirty. Like you can, for example, the Broken River downstream of Wangaratta. At best you can see, 30 centimetres into the water. When it's really clear, you can see 30 centimetres into the water. As it gets dirtier, you can see less obviously, but when it clears right up, it still only gets to that sort of 25 to 30 centimetre visual depth. Whereas the Ovens River above Wangaratta, when it's really clear, you can quite often see, 4 or 5 feet into the water, and yeah, that's how it should be. When we get enough rain to make that section of the clear water dirty, and you can only see 30 centimetres into the water, the fish seem to go quiet, they go off the bite. Whereas down in the Broken River, where it's normally that dirty, that's an indication of stable water. So when you can see 30 centimetres into the water, their conditions are perfect, which is like they are now. When you can see 30 centimetres into the Ovens River above Wangaratta, conditions are far from perfect. But anyway, talk about clean. Let me tell you a story about clean. Last night, 2 gay men broke into my house. They didn't steal anything, but you want to see the joint. Jeez, they cleaned it well. Thanks, fellas. Anyway, there's not much to report. The conditions are better than last week. They're not far from perfect, right across the board, top to bottom, trout streams, lower reaches, middle reaches, the whole lot. They're all looking really good for this weekend. So good luck if you're heading out this weekend. I'm about to head out. I'm heading out to this dam with this net that I bought at Adventure Camping and Fishing today. $50. It's got a massive big long bloody pole on it, look at that. You don't actually have to unscrew that and stretch it. What you can do, unscrew that, slip a Viagra in and it'll just extend itself. I'm going to try and catch some yabbies from my pet lizard, Satan. And I've got my little girls, they're sitting over there in the car, they're about to come over and give me a hand, because they just love yabbying. Alright, good luck on the water this week everybody, I hope you have a great weekend. Next week's Christmas, I'm not going to be on your YouTube channel, because I am going to be opening presents with my kids and I can't wait. That's if they've been good enough for Santa to actually bring them presents and haven't been fighting too much. But I'm having next week off from the River Roundups while I do some great family things with my little family, which I just absolutely love. I'd like to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and have a safe festive season everybody. Look after your health, look after your loved ones, and take it easy, and all the best for 2015, and I'll be back in a couple of weeks.
Slip off, Drew. Mom.
You went there, okay.
What?